You know what? We're gonna be all right. We're gonna be all right. Welcome, everybody. Glad you guys are here. And I can't believe technology is trying to keep me from my people. We're not gonna let that happen. This is what we do every Monday night, ladies and gentlemen. Those of you who are brand new, definitely want to say welcome. Everybody, give them a nice foresight welcome. Let them know we appreciate them, and let them know we appreciate their patience as well. This is not what normally happens, but again, when you're on again the verge with on the path of doing something amazing, something great, guys, again, expect to be confronted by violent opposition. All right. And so tonight, again, this is what we do, the Millionaire Mindset Call, every Monday night without fail. And I am myself and my wife, two people who actually run a group, called the Foresight Business Academy. And this is where we basically go out here in the world and just help anybody and everybody that we can, anybody who's willing to learn, get to some significant income, help them change and evolve as human beings, and go out there and put their kids in a position and their families in a position where they never have to worry about money again as long as they live. And that's just some of the things that we want to do for people. But to kind of give you an idea of who we are real quick before I just jump right into the training, because we've, again, we've lost enough time with technology. But everything that we do, guys, is about vision. Okay. And again, it's when you look at the name Foresight, you have some people who see with their natural eyes, but leaders, people who are visionaries, they see with their brain, they see with their third eye, and you're just looking into the future. And so I like to say that we know that you're rich before you do, right? We see the best in you. That's what we're here to do, is bring it out. And so when you look at our, one of our movements, one of our, goals, if you will, is Project Pride. And this is a what do you call a lifelong goal, is to provide residual income in a down economy. Okay, and so that's what the acronym stands for. That's who we are. And then as far as our short-term goal, guys, Project 10,000. Our goal is to help over the next 2 years, 10,000 people get to $5,000 a month of residual recurring income. And obviously, the people who go out here and put people in a position where they can do that, those are the people who create the most wealth and security for themselves. And so tonight, I am going to train on what you need to be doing, and also who you should be looking to evolve to while you're growing through a process on platforms like these. If you're looking to build big portfolios and you want them to be a portfolio that one day pays you a couple $1,000s a day, couple $100,000 a year, a couple $100,000 a month. These are some of the things I'm going to talk about today, and the habits that you should have when you're going on that journey. But before I do that, I want to bring you guys up to speed on a couple of things. And as you guys know, we were looking at two projects, and after fully vetting one, we decided not to launch that project. The one that we did decide to launch, we have finished our vetting process on that. As of the day, we got the things that we needed back from the company when it comes to the things that we needed to know to make sure that we felt really, really good and solid about it. And it had more to do with the compensation plan than the company. The company, from what we see, is super solid, and we're excited about it. And so within 24 hours, guys, you will have, the dates and times and the Zoom information for our very first Q&A and presentation for that company. And so we need to make sure we get all of our leaders, informed and bring them up to speed on what's going on, and get everybody in a position of power. When I say power, I'm talking about in a position where you can make an impact. And so the leaders, they know exactly what the company is. They are extremely excited about it. And I know some leaders can't keep secrets, so some of y'all already know about what it is and what we're about to do, and that's fine. But it is what it is. But we are excited about it because, again, we're continuing to do what we set out to do, which is to build a portfolio of things that pays us. So let's say 24 to 48 hours, guys. You should hear from us, and we should be prepared to move forward with that. But on other news, you still have things in the portfolio that are working. Again, when you look at 𝐍𝐎𝐓, guys, is still paying. When I say still paying, they are going into their pre-launch right now. They're going through their pre-launch right now, and they'll be launching in Panama sometime this month, no, sometime next month, if I'm not mistaken. And, so they're going to have this big event in Panama with Apostles BF, the company they partner with, and the one that's helping them and financially backing them. Also, the company they're white labeling with. They are doing some big things. And again, those checks are still flowing, checks are still going. We're still building that platform passively, some a little bit more aggressive than others, at the moment. And again, it's in your portfolio, and you should be. If it's in your portfolio, you're a part of the company, you should be building it because it's paying you. And it's paying you 1% a day, 6 days a week. Okay. And the thing that you don't want to get caught up in is your emotions from the last situation or the existing situation where, we're waiting for the company to go ahead and do what they're supposed to do when it comes to SCF. Again, they have their updates. They keep moving the goalposts as far as the dates. Now it's saying from the 15th, between the 15th and the 20th. I honestly don't care when the date is. I just want the answers, be honest with you. Because for me as a businessman, they're not slowing up what I do. I am pausing, what I do with them, but I'm not stopping the rest of my life economically, waiting on them. Yeah, and so I suggest you don't do the same thing. I suggest you put your energy, emotions, and efforts in something that's actually paying you. And again, Lance Green is definitely doing that. Okay, and so that's one. Also, the residuals are still coming in, and the group is still growing for the travel company. Okay, when it comes to, just the things that we have in our portfolio, guys, you have to again, keep an open mind, because remember, it's not about the platform so much so as it is about, the principles of creating wealth. And when you look at Warren Buffett's portfolios, those portfolios are filled with everything, not just one thing. He doesn't have all his eggs in one basket, and he's not emotionally tied to one thing. Of course, he has something he loves more than others, but I can guarantee you, if one tanked, he's not going broke. Okay, the whole entire market has crashed in the United States of America, like several times over the years when it comes to recessions and stuff like that. And he has so much stuff in his portfolio that he's unaffected. Okay. And so that's where you want to be. You want to have things that are in your portfolio that are performing. So if your main thing or the thing you love the most should forsake you, or should go down, or slow up, or whatever it is, pause, whatever it is, you have enough working to offset what you're waiting on. Okay. And so that's the thing. Again, I want you guys to continue to, keep that philosophy and those principles at the forefront of your mind. Okay. And so, again, make sure if you are brand new, like I said, we're still bringing people in every day, guys. So we're not just maintaining, managing. We're actively recruiting, for that company as well. So for Lance Green as well. So make sure, that if you are a part of Lance Green, go ahead and beef it up, effort, not necessarily economically, unless you want to do that. But I would definitely say put something behind it. And as far as dream trips, I have some people who are, and this is just an open conversation, guys, millionaire mindset type of situation where I had, 2 or 3 people who said, you know what, I'm going to relax a little bit on the passive platforms. I'm going to focus more on, more on dream trips. I'll let my nodes work, and I'll see what comes of it. And I'll continue to have my Lance Green account, but I'm going to build, dream trips. And you know what? They said I'm okay with that, because that's what it's about. It's about you having options. It's not about me getting on here telling you guys you got to be inspired, you got to be motivated, you got to believe, you got to wait and trust the process of of SCF. I saw the guy that we was following in Novatech do that, and I saw how that ended up, and it ended up badly for him. And so and I see people doing it right now for SCF, and I just think it's a dangerous game to play, and it's one of those things where I get you are wanting to be positive for your people, but don't be positive to their detriment. Don't mismanage people's expectations. Okay, you got to be honest with people. You got to be upfront, and just say you don't know. Okay, I'm gonna stay positive because I have a lot of money. I have several hundreds of thousands of dollars in SCF, have a ton of nodes that are cranking out right now. And I can just tell you right now, for them, the only thing that I really care about right now is them being accepted to some exchanges, them applying for some exchanges and being accepted and being added on to, exchanges. That's because at that point in time, I can start to believe on another level now. I can start to see that this thing is, again, you're now showing me how legitimate that you are. Okay, and so for me, I'm just telling you where I'm from. I just want to be upfront and honest and fully transparent. There's not one company that I'm going to marry myself to, period. My marriage is solely for the Foresight Business Academy. That's my only priority. That's the only company that I care about, because that's the company that has my family and my friends, my colleagues based in it. Other than that, everything else is just a number. Okay. And so with that being said, you have 12 highly successful, 12 habits, let me say this, of elite builders, elite, 7-figure earners. Okay. And these are, again, regardless of how much experience you have, just really sit back, take this information in, and let it soak in, and not in any order. But not in any order. But I just want you guys to get it, because over the years, when I've seen myself, grow in this industry, and I look back and I reflect on, all these trainings and how I've, this was trained as 6 habits, of highly effective network marketers over a decade ago, and by my leader. And so I took it and evolved it, and because I've seen some things, when it comes down to it, of why certain people are so successful and why certain people not. I've seen why some people get filthy, stinking, hog, nasty rich, and I see why some people don't. And when I look at, what determines the difference, it's the habits. Okay. It's just the habits. It's how you're wired, what you do, unconsciously, what you do, from a discipline standpoint. How are you set up mentally and emotionally when it comes to hitting your goals and going out there doing big things. So these are habits here. And the first thing, the 12 habits of highly elite, builders and millionaires, 7-figure earners, whatever you want to title it. One of the first things that they are very effective at not just setting the proper goals, but also the proper expectations. Okay. So for me, I'm not going to come in and tell a person, like in this company, for example, hey man, I totally believe 100%, this thing is going to blow up, and this thing is going to be $1,000 a coin. That's mismanaging expectations. And that's setting you up for failure. And I'm about to send you on a roller coaster ride. And that's what people would do in network marketing. Okay. Come in, tell you how rich you can be, how much money you're going to make. And y'all have all heard this. And a lot of y'all have said it. You're going to blow this thing up. You're going to kill it. Right. If anybody's ever heard that or said that, put some ones in the chat for me, please. And I make sure because some of y'all probably went to sleep while we were waiting on that technical situation. There you go. All right. So, but these are people, when you look at, managing expectations and everything, but these are people who are focused. They don't let people distract them. Every goal not set as a goal not obtained. They understand that. Okay. They're very goal oriented, and they know all of their team and clients' goals, and they give game plans to them to make sure that they achieve them. They support them, and they make sure that they're accountable to them. This is very, very important. Okay. So when you look at, what they don't do is they don't invest a lot of time in people who are wasting their time. Right. I really and truly like to hear when I talk to people about their goals. I'm glad that you're dreaming, glad that you're thinking big and you know what you want. But I literally want to know if you know how to get there, if you have a plan. If you need a plan, that's great. If you have a plan, that's even better. And we can take a look at it and, do some updates on it or fine tuning it, or it may be perfect, but you just want to have some goals, right? And so when you look at, somebody who is not setting their goals, somebody who is mismanaging people's expectations, that's that's not a good thing. It's not a good thing for business, but also it's not a good look on you when people are evaluating you as a leader. And so that means that you're ineffective. You're not effective. You're not, efficient when it comes to that. But number two, have a positive mental attitude, PMA. And these people, they can always find the positive in everything, right? And so, matter of fact, it starts when the person asks you how you're doing. Ask yourself, what do you say? How do you reply? You ask me how I'm doing. I'm super fantastic, right? A little bit over the top, but at the end of the day, again, that it's an affirmation. It's a declaration, right? Super fantastic is I heard that at a seminar 30 years ago. Guy wrote a book, Harold. I forgot Harold's last name, but he wrote a book on stage talking, and that's the one thing that if I don't remember anything else that I didn't take from that seminar, I took that every time somebody asks me how I'm doing, I'm super fantastic, magnificent. Something that brings energy, right? Something that gets a person's attention, but also gets your attention, right? But these people, they've decided to have a great day regardless of what happens. They have an attitude of gratitude. They just being alive, they get excited about things like that, having an opportunity, having a chance, right? But their goal is to always impact, the lives of others. And if someone has to motivate you, inspire you, and talk you down off a ledge, then you're highly ineffective, as a builder, as a leader, right? And chances are you're not a seven-figure earner. These are the things that's always for me, it's no gray area. You're either one way or the other. All right. Number three, these people are always in the creative mode of business. Okay? And when I say in the creative mode, I'm not talking about coming up with, brand new ideas for the system when the system is already in place. That's not where you're the most effective at. Now, if you have ideas, that's fine, but I'm talking about creative when it comes to numbers. Okay? I'm talking about creative when it comes to, you putting yourself in a position where if you're in the shower, you may not want to walk in front of the camera. Let me stop your video. There you go. So yeah. So when you're looking at, these are here, the creative mode guys, this is about numbers. This is definitely about you taking massive action and sharing it with everybody who you want to share with. And this is definitely for the builders and people who want portfolios, not just investors. But you want to create numbers, not just for yourself, but for your team as well. You want to create leaders. You want to create people who are like, if you saw when we first launched, FinTop, I had pockets of leadership, right? And massive explosive numbers right out the gate. I created momentum and created, a lot of results and social proof. And when you are in creative mode, guys, that's what you do. You let people know that it's real. It's your ability to earn is through the roof. The way that you get security, residual reoccurring income is by having people who are profiting with you, and massive numbers. The bigger the number, when it comes to the portfolio, the larger the reward, the larger the return, right? And so the more and more people that you actually help, guys, the better you become as a leader, the more you evolve. Therefore, the higher your financial thermostat increases. Every time you help a person, okay? Let's just say if I wanted to help Walt, and I say, hey, Walt, what are your goals? And Walt said, hey, my goal is to get to $5,000 a month, and there's a little bit of extra money here. So, all right, Walt, let's grab your list. Let's start working on some things. Let's help you with your invite. Every time I teach Walt a skill set, every time I get on the phone and do a three-way with Walt, every time I get on the phone and do a lifeline with Walt, every time I do a presentation with Walt, coaching set, whatever it is, I remember the person who teaches the most, does the most, learns the most, period. I am increasing my financial thermostat, with my activities. I'm evolving. Therefore, my value to society is increasing, is growing. Okay. And so, but the more and more people you do that to and with, the more groups you do that to and with, that is, the more people you impact, while you're growing and while you're blowing up, the wealthier you'll be. Okay. When you learn how to build networks, guys, massive networks, it's like Bill Gates, not Bill Gates, Warren, what's his name? Mr. Facebook, Zuckerberg. Okay. Once you get it in your spirit, once you get it in your system, you see what happens when you have a database of people, and you can call on those people basically by running a campaign or charging a fee or whatever it is, and you start making hundreds of millions of dollars, and then you grow it bigger. And now all of a sudden you're making billions of dollars. Then all of a sudden, instead of you being able to grow it organically, you start buying other people's databases, right? And so you start, it's mergers and acquisitions, right? You have people who will go and build a database just so they can sell it, right? Years ago, when President Trump ran for office, you had a lot of people who opened up spam companies and put out a lot of fake news, bad news about him. They had some other companies come out and they opened up their company and they were pro-Trump, and then they put out all the good news. But there was two companies, guys, that were on both sides of the fence and nobody even knew. They were pro and anti-Trump, and because it wasn't about Trump and President Trump, it was about them creating a lot of followers and people and eyeballs and vision, and getting people watching and participate. And all of a sudden, you got these millions of names and numbers in your database that you can sell to who? Facebook. There are a lot of companies out there who are buying databases, right? And they're buying the information that comes with it. These companies know way more about you than you do, right? And so you want to make sure that you build something worth buying. You want to make sure you build create a portfolio that somebody will walk off the street and say, wow, y'all producing, this much money? Y'all put 5 million on the books in 60 days or 6 months, and it's creating how much revenue? And is that for sale? How can I get my hand? So people who had network marketing groups, I've sold a network marketing group before. Okay? And so you have a network marketing group that's actually like literally pumping out money, and it looks like it's going forward, not backwards. And somebody who just want to buy that group and go in there and start to build organically, or not organically, go in there and start to build where you left off. That's you can sell your groups. You have people who settle out with companies, network marketing companies, because they're not going to build it anymore. They got the residual income coming in, but they're not sure of the company. But they built that database, right? They created that database and that network marketing group, that portfolio volume that's coming in, and the company says, you know what? We'll go ahead and we'll buy it from you for X, Y, and Z amount of money. Guys, build something that people would gladly pay you for, okay? All right, take some pride in what you do, right? They're focused on, this number 4, they're focused and don't get distracted. And this is real simple. They're always in counsel. Yeah. And when I say they're always in counsel, they are always getting advice from their coaches and mentors. This is how you stay focused. This is how you don't get distracted, right? When you have a game plan, you're getting coaching, counseling, and you're always in communication, based on the things that you're experiencing, you can't get distracted. You won't allow yourself to, right? And so that's important. There's nothing, if I'm working with Dr. 𝐍𝐎 𝐅𝐎𝐑𝐪, you just can't walk in off the street basically and say, hey, doc, this is what I think you should be doing. She gonna look at you crazy. She, knowing her, she's polite. She might say thank you, but I'm good. But she's focused. She's not going to do anything except for what she's here to learn. And I can just tell you right now, that's how it's supposed to be. That's how myself and my wife were for years. Okay. Again, it's not that we are shut off to information. Okay, but you're just coming in off the street, not knowing who we are, what we do, and you think you're just going to give Dr. 𝐍𝐎 some advice. And this is a woman that's built, portfolios of people who've invested hundreds of thousands of dollars and millions of dollars in their portfolio. That just don't work like that. It don't make sense, right? And so even if she gets the information, she'll vet the information, she'll run it through the system and see, if we can use it or if it's valid or whatever. But she's not looking for information. She's looking for people who fit our system. She's looking for people who get the vision. She's not looking for the help. I don't. If a person's coming into a system and they're building it and they got some advice on something, as a person who's building with us, that's fine. I have counsel. Like I said, my counsel starts at home with my wife. Okay, I run it by her first. And if it's something crypto, seriously crypto, I'll get on the phone with Lakeland. Okay, if it's something technical, something that from that I want to get a pulse or a feel for the market, I'll call Dr. Marika. Okay, pulse of the market, I'll call Joe. I'll reach out, to my leaders and people who I know have a vested interest in it, and they have something to lose by giving me bad information, right? So when you look at that, like Forrest, me and Forrest can have a conversation about how we believe, a crash camp should go, or what's happening with crash camp, or what does he see with the numbers, or what is he, whatever. We can have a conversation about that because he understands who we are. He's a volunteer. He's in there serving the platform. He's on point on purpose. Me and him can have a conversation. But there's nobody outside these walls who can come in and have a conversation, about somebody they don't understand. They can't distract me like that. So don't let them distract you. Number 5, they're always increasing their personal financial thermostats. They're always, on every training. And I can tell you, we've had thousands of people, and this should tell you, don't freak out about the numbers, because some of y'all get caught up about the people who don't show up. Some of y'all get caught up about the people who don't plug in. Guys, you have 3 different batches of people. You have the people who are going to quit as soon as they get started, or as soon as something bad happens. Okay. Then you have the incubators, the people who are going to be in the system. Okay. They'll participate on a call every once in a while. They'll come to an event every once in a while. Right. But they're going to invest, and they may refer somebody every once in a while, but they're not your builders. And a lot of y'all are trying to convert your incubators to builders. No, that's not how it works. The system converts incubators to builders. You don't have that power. Like, I don't have that power. I can't make somebody be a builder. I just can't walk up to Ivan and say, hey man, it's time for you to build, bro. You've been here long enough. You know what I'm saying? You need to go ahead and go SVP or whatever. That's not I can't do that. That's like, for me, I am pushing, my needs. I'm pushing my agenda on Ivan. Now, I believe that if Ivan's in his system and he's looking for something, but he's just want to make sure that he's in the right place, right time, the system, he'll see, Lashanique do a presentation. He'll see Angel do a presentation or a training. He'll see Dr. Marika, Carly do a presentation or training, Dr. Arlene, and he'll see the system flowing and going. And you know what? One day he'll say, you know what? Yeah, I think it's time for me to build. I want to build. The system does that, right? Not me, not you. Okay. But as long as you're growing in front of their very eyes, that's a responsibility of yours, by the way. As long as you are growing right before your very eyes, they'll respect you. Okay? And they'll follow you. Okay. You're doing it for you, but you're also, they're getting the benefit, by watching it happen. You should see your people grow, but they should also see you grow. If they see you sitting still, what'll happen is they'll outgrow you, and then they'll go find another leader. So you should always be personally developing yourself. But also, your personal development, guys, is not what you learn. It's applying the knowledge, and converting it to wisdom. You go out there and do what you learn, and then the results, that's the wisdom side of it. Applied knowledge, the result. What did you learn from it? What did you get from it? Okay. Let's see. Always sharpening the axe. They are, again, highly effective at evolving. Their job is to make people forget who you used to be. Right? Make people forget who you used to be. Some of you guys will be in a process where you'll learn so much in such a short period of time. You'll evolve so fast in such a short period of time that halfway through a project or all the way through a project, the person in the scene, you change because of your commitment level. But if you don't evolve, everything around you will dissolve. If you don't evolve, everything around you will dissolve. It'll be here one day based on excitement, emotion, and everything else. But if you don't evolve into a leader, the first time something goes bump in the night, it'll dissolve, it'll go away. And some of you guys are noticing that. Some of you guys are noticing other people are doing other things, and there's nothing wrong with that, right? They're individuals. Everybody can do what they want to do, but some of you guys are finding out, like from somebody else, not necessarily from that person. See, the people who are doing other things, a lot of them who are real close to me, some will ask me for my advice on something, and some will just let me know what they're doing. Either way, I'm fine with either way. Like I said, I just want to make sure you guys are in good positions, regardless of what you do. I just want to make sure you're educated, empowered, make sure you can go out there and kill it, and make sure you don't put yourself in harm's way. But always, guys, make that a continual process. Make that process, you like trees, you don't stop growing until you die. Number 6, always shoot to do the maximums. And one of the examples I can give you from the maximums is this. When you look at a project, and some of you guys have written this down, some of you guys have put this in your journal, and the last time you seen it or expressed it or looked at it, the last time you wrote on that page or read that page, but most people are not applying it. Okay. When you launch a project, you have to launch it from 2 mindsets. Okay. You got to launch it as if it's going out of business in 90 days, which means you got to go fast. And remember, we don't join projects that we think have an expiration date, unless it's an expiration date that's a part of the system. It's designed, and it. Everybody's on the same page, right? But we're not looking to do something that we got 60 days. It might shut down like everything else. I build it as if it's going to be going out of business in 90 days. And then I also build it as if it's going to be here forever. Okay. So you look at, give it a prime example. FinTalk, first 30 days, $100,000. First 30 days, I sponsored 30 people, and that 30 people turned into 2,700 people, right? At some point. That's how fast it grew. $100,000, $7,000 a day. And I built it. And guess what? They stopped the program. But before they stopped the program on FinTalk, when it comes to lending, I'd already made 100 grand. I'd already profited $93,000. So that actually worked in my favor. Now, $100 and some thousand in no's from that situation. So it's okay. We're gonna do this, with staking. We got it right. We're gonna do it with staking. All right. So we put $8 million in money on books in 2 different occasions. 4.5 the second time. $4,000 a day. The second time around, and there's some damage then. Okay, so they stopped it. Okay, they realized they were hemorrhaging money, and they realized that we should do something different, approach this thing in a different way, because we can't afford these payouts. We got to make sure we come up with something sensible. Okay, but I have zero control over that. What I had control over was my launch process. Okay, do you know the people who are the most upset at FinTalk and the most upset at Novatech, and the people who are the most upset, at SCF and whatever else that they lost money in when they were building, are the people who did not get their money out of the system, did not make their money back, did not go into the black, and that money got locked in there in the red. And so you should never be an individual, like your emotions should be, you should definitely mirror mine when it comes to the money that got stuck in it. The money that got stuck in it that I worry the most about, or I consider the most about, or I have an idea, a thought process surrounding, is not my money. It's yours. As a leader, I'm like, I have an emotion toward people who, they got some of it out, didn't get all of it out, or didn't get none of it out. For whatever reason, whether they followed instructions or not, or whether they just got in and didn't happen right after they just got in. Again, as a leader, that's what your concern would be, because yours is done. You did the job. You led by example. Your money is out. but you're worried about everybody else's. But that's why I say you have to build it like it's going to be gone in 90 days to protect yourself and your capital, right? And then it'll be around here forever. Because again, when you look at what they have of ours, they have in their possession our money and nodes. And I do say if, they do go to some exchanges, and they do get themselves listed on some exchanges, and the actual coin does what it's supposed to do. And I'm not talking about $1,000 a coin. It starts to move, and it starts to legitimize itself. Then that's the long-term play. And I built for long-term based on the structure that we created with the sub-pockets of leaders. Remember, structure allows you to sustain your lifestyle, allows you to sustain your rank, and it puts you in a position where you can walk away one day and it continues to function on its own without you. That's an asset as well, right? And that's when you build it in that dynamic, you build it in that way, in that manner, if it's there for the long haul, it pays you for the long haul, and it pays you better than it pays anybody else. Okay. So, but that's important, guys. Just make sure you always shoot to do the maximums. We have a lot of people who will start with the minimal amount of money. And if you notice, the people who start with the minimal amount of money on purpose, a lot of them start with the minimum amount of belief, because that's why the minimum amount of money came. Then you had a minimal amount of effort, right? And you had a minimal amount of everything else. Everything is always done on a lower level. Okay. The less skin you have in the game, the less you're gonna do. The less emotional impact you have to be made. Like, and then again, the people who are coming behind you, you're gonna get their minimal, because they're gonna do exactly what you do and exactly what you did. 20% of the people who are in your group, if you're a runner, a gunner, a builder, a leader, 20% of your people are going to do exactly what you do. The other 80% won't. So you're doing it for 100% of the people, but you got to do it so you can give a blueprint or a prototype to the 20%ers who are going to go out here and help you build a really big portfolio. Okay. So I always do the maximums, guys. Don't when you do the minimals, you rob your people. You do them a disservice, right? So, and I'll leave it at that. Number 7, they are master promoters. So if you believe, that, I mean, let's just say if you was in a network marketing company and you never ever got to the top of the company, okay, you never got on the other side of those ropes, type me in there. I want to see who I'm dealing with real quick. Type me. That me. Okay, me. Okay. And while y'all typing me, let me see. Let me jump on Facebook. Everything is happening over here. I want to make sure that there you go. Make sure I can see my Facebook people as well. So while y'all tapping me, let me share something with you. When you look at the people who make the same amount of money, if not more, than the people who are at the top of the company, who had all of the expertise and had all of the influence, it's the people who were the master promoters. See, when you become a master promoter, guys, you don't have to have the skill set. You know what I'm saying? I don't, if I am, let's say if I'm Carla Wynn and I just get started in Dream Trips, right? But I've never been a big builder. I never got to the top of a company. And you know what? I'm excited about what's going on. I'm going to find something to promote that I believe in, and I'm just going to hang my hat on that until I evolve it or until I add on to it. Okay. So if you think about it, a lot of y'all made more money you ever made, and it's because you had something to promote. Oh, 1% a day, 1.4% a day, and you promoted it. Some of y'all illegally promoted it. Some of y'all promoted it on social media and Facebook after they asked you not to. Oh, y'all became master promoters. Y'all was text messaging, inboxing people. Y'all were promoting, and y'all were recruiting. Some of y'all never recruited as much as you recruited now. Right or right? All right. And so it's because you were promoting. Y'all promoting the ATM. Y'all promoting GCU. Y'all promoting everything that we had going on. y'all were evolving and still are evolving into master promoters. I got to the top of the companies that I was at the top of because I actually promoted. I could get butts in seats. I couldn't do presentations for them. I can get butts in seats. I can get ears where they can hear, but I couldn't train, right? And so my only job to do was the only job that I could do, which was promote. I can get you to listen to somebody who you respected because you didn't respect me, right? Because I just got started, or I didn't have a resume, or whatever it was. But I can get you to go listen to my mentor, my coach, person who's helping me make money, and I don't know what I'm doing, right? So promoting on all levels. Promoting on all levels. Become master promoters, guys. You know, dominate the promotions and market share that at every event. Anything that, like every one of these calls that we have, my goal was always to have the most people on every call, period. Because if I knew I had the most people on every call, that means one, I would have the most leaders in my call on my team than most people in the company. I would have more secure people. I would have more educated people. I would have people who I can promote to these companies and say, hey, look, let this person do the presentation. Let this person do the training. Let this person be in the video. Let this person go on it. Go. And I have people that I can pull from because I have people that I believed in because I knew where they were every time we had a millionaire mentorship call, which is what it was called years ago, or every time we had a big event, or every time we had whatever it was, a presentation call, even though it was daily. I knew who was on those things because I actually promoted it and I was on myself. So I was learning and I was monitoring. I was learning and I was taking names and taking notes, right? I want to see who deserved to be in the driver's seat. When the opportunities popped up, it wasn't about your skill set. You know, when it comes to you speaking, building, recruiting, it was about your skill set to follow a simple set of instructions without deviating from the plan. And one of the most important instructions was this: never ever miss an event that you qualify to attend. And a millionaire mindset from a person who was just a thousandaire, I couldn't afford to miss a millionaire mindset call. That's why I never missed one. I couldn't afford to miss an event. The only event I ever missed was one where my leader told me I could not come because I had just had a son. My first son, Major, was just born, and the event was a week after, and I was getting ready to fly out, and he told me, don't leave. He said, this is the only time I'll do this for you. I'll bring the information back. Don't worry about it. This is the most important time in your life right now. Be there. But I was going for my son. You know what I'm saying? I was going for my wife. I was going for my family. But he told me to stay. That's how committed I was to what I needed to do to be successful for my family. Because some people talk about success, but you know, when you look at their track record, you look at their habits, you look at their calendars, and you look at all the stuff that they were supposed to do, the plan that they were given, and how many boxes actually had checked on those plans. 97% of people didn't have check boxes. Matter of fact, 97% of the people, you know, they qualify to do nothing but stay on the job. You get to earn your freedom, guys, in life. This is not something that's given to you. It's not an entitlement. Okay. And so when it comes to it, promote it with passion, because if it can free you, if it can fire your boss, if it can fire your spouse's boss and take your kids and put your kids in college, why would you promote it? You got a lot of people out there who work 40, 50, 60, 70 hours a week, and they give 100% of their time to their jobs and their careers and all the money to everything they're doing for their kids, but they're not there for the kids, right? When you go out there and promote, and you go out there and make enough money and build enough, you know, revenue with recurring income, you can take the rest of your life off, guys, and still do everything you want to do for your kids. That's got to be worth promoting. That's got to be worth, you know, evolving for. That's why I said, look, I don't have a problem if people know how to be successful. They just were like, I respect the person. Say, you know what, Jeremy, I see what you guys are doing, and see you guys are making a ton of money. But I'm just not willing to do that, bro. I'm just, you know, I don't want to get on no more calls. You know, I don't want to go to all events. I don't want to recruit nobody. I don't want to take any chances. I'm good. I like to make more money, but I'm a whole pat right now just because I'm not willing to do what you guys do. I respect what you guys do, love what you guys do, man. I follow your success, but it's just not me. I respect you more if you just flat out told me the truth and say it's just not you, and it's just not something you want to do. Than a person who will sit there and tell you they're gonna, hey, watch me, keep your eyes on me. I'm gonna catch you, and you can't catch them on a call, you can't catch them on a meeting, you can't catch them at an event. You catch who? Come on, man. When they say that 9 times out of 10, you only see them once or twice after that. Attorney Sloan, you only see them once or twice after that because they couldn't back up the promise they made, right? They too embarrassed to continue to come around, right? So, master promoting guys, I literally, it's the underdog's equalizer. That is the way and the most effective way to catch people who outclass you. Okay, I want to be the neighbor who they always wonder how he get over here. What did he do for a living? Right? Just because I'm always at home. I'm always on my bike. I'm always riding through the neighborhood. I'm the neighborhood watch guy. I ride by Attorney Sloan. I ride by all my buddies' houses, and I roll right on by on my bicycle, and I'm pedaling and I'm watching everybody's house secure because I ain't got nothing to do, right? So I'm at the gym, you know what I'm saying, in the middle of the day, trying to get my life right, right? I ain't got nothing to do. I'm learning Spanish, forcing my boys to learn Spanish because I ain't got nothing to do because I paid the price. It wasn't 40, 50 hours a week on my job. It was 40, 50 hours a week after I put in 40 or 50 hours a week on my job. I had one of those at one point in time, but I had to work my way out of it. You can have a job and you can have an idea. That idea is not going to get you out of it. It's the work behind the idea that will. Okay? So learn how to promote to yourself, right? What's the outcome? What benefits you from doing the thing? Okay? Because I know for me, I'm willing to do anything legal, anything ethical and moral to make sure that I have that lifestyle. Because it's not the vehicle for me, it's the end result. Okay. I just want to be free. I just want to be left alone. I don't want people to play with my money. I don't want people to play with my life, my friends, my family. I just want to be free. What do we got to do? Okay. But promote. Number 8, they're masters of launching new groups, right? And that's self-explanatory, guys. They can take people who have an abundance of influence and launch them, and that's real easy. That's real simple to do. But they can also do micro launches for people who have no influence but have a work ethic. They can take those numbers and explode them. They can take a person like an apple seed and create an orchard. Okay. Number 9, keep it moving. They're masters of edification and campaigning. Along the lines of promoting, okay, the campaigning and edification comes from the people who are standing there, holding your hand, walking you through your process, the people who are leading you and guiding you, the people who are coaching you and mentoring you. When you can edify those people, and you can campaign for people to be, to have a campaign for people to have a value for that person, you're going to win. You're going to win. Because a lot of you have value for people who you'll never meet in your life. You edify, like I edify Dave Chappelle. I've been to his concerts, but I've never met him. I love him. And I can talk about Dave Chappelle and his skits all day, every day. I love Muhammad Ali. Rest in peace. Right? And I could talk about Muhammad Ali to the fullest of extent of Ali, right? Mike Tyson, King Olajuwon, these people who I love, and I really can't edify them. I know their stats. I know that I can campaign for that person to be the GOAT, right? And all y'all can. All y'all have people who y'all have campaigned for or still campaign for right now. But you have to be able to campaign for your leaders, the people who are your senior partners, the people who are speaking on your behalf just as much. Okay? Because it's not, Terica, can you get on the phone with Joe Cohen you please get on the phone with Joe Cohen so he can tell you what's going on. He can answer your questions. No, it's not. Tarek, let me share some with you real quick here. I know you got a couple of questions, but all these questions that I can answer. Do you feel comfortable with me answering those questions? No. Okay, so Tarek, what questions do you have? Let's go over the questions. All right, cool. Now, those are questions that I cannot answer, but this is the thing. I'm putting you on the phone with somebody who has zero time. And the only reason he's going to get on this call is going to be on this call for me. And so he can get your questions answered on my behalf. And I'm going to need you to be on your best, on your best behavior. I'm going to need you to come in and be professional. I'm going to need you to have your questions ready and don't say nothing crazy. Okay? And you're going to be on and off the phone. And so I'm going to give extreme value to him because, again, he's my sponsor. He's my senior partner. He's doing presentations for me, 3 ways and lifelines for me. He's doing something that my boss didn't do when I had a job, trying to retire me. So, yeah, I'm going to need you to respect him or her. So campaign for the people who, are serving you, right? Let's see here. Yeah. The people who are also mastering, edification and campaigning, they don't have toxic egos. They may have a healthy ego, but they don't have toxic egos. Right?
Bailey said he's still pursuing the documents, even though Gardner is out of office.
Hey, let's see here. Who is that? Okay, they got it. All right. So that's important. The campaigning, and remember that some of you guys campaign harder for your presidents and your neighborhood council people and everybody else. You campaign for them to be elected, right? And they can't change the economy in your household. Okay. But the person who enrolled you, the person who's leading, speaking, presenting, and that person's willing to go to war for you, you won't campaign. You just announce, hey, let me introduce you to somebody. Matter of fact, let me put you on the phone with Earl. Like Earl is your buddy. Let me put you on the phone with Candy. Like Candy's your buddy. No, Candy is your senior partner. All right. We're talking business. We're talking about money. We're talking about investments. We're talking about, life-changing situations. And some of y'all are way too casual with your conversations, okay, about what you do for a living, but also way too casual with your conversations with, the people who are helping you. So when you turn around and try to introduce somebody to somebody who is helping you, but you've had all these casual conversations with that individual, that person is no longer in a position to help you. That person is now on the same level in their mind as the individual who you're working with. You're going to inherit the same relationship your person did. So they're friends, now you become their friends. And that's how they're going to treat it. And it's not going to be effective. Okay. Number 10. They're highly effective at opening their minds, casting visions. These people basically are flexible, guys. They don't have tunnel vision. Unless they need to have it for something specific, they'll have it for that. But when it comes to projects and stuff like that, they're very flexible. Okay, they don't say no to anything until they know what they're saying no to. They look at everything. If it's coming from a qualified source, they don't care. They don't care what it is. They'll look at it. Okay? And you have to. And this is the thing. You have to look. You have to start being the same way now. Look at it and evaluate it. Figure out what it is. What the differences are. Learn how to analyze. Because most people don't know how to evaluate companies. Period. 99% of the people who will come to you with something, and it's all hype. They have no substance, to back it up. They have nothing that goes with it, right? It's just hype. Okay. So you want to make sure that you start looking at stuff that's out there. You want to know what your competition is. You want to know also what your benefits, your pluses are versus the competition's minuses. Not necessarily so you can throw it out there, just so it does something to you when you are operating in a platform that's on a high level, and people making money, people winning. Okay. Number 11, they're highly effective at consuming, applying, and disseminating information. They don't take information and hoard it. You have some people who you cap your team because You take information, and instead of disseminating that information, getting understanding for it, then disseminating it out there based on, it being able to help and empower people, you take it and you try to repurpose it, hold it for yourself, and then you want to give it to people as if it's your own information. Look, all my leads, they'll tell you, Lakeland will send me something, or LaShanika will send me something, or Dr. Arlene George, they'll send me something like, okay, great, go ahead and post it. I don't want your credit. Laura, go ahead and post it. I don't want your credit. Go ahead. I mean, I don't say that, but I don't want your credit. I want you to get the credit. I want people to see that you are adding value to the platform. If I feel like it's something that we should post, I'll say go ahead and post it. I don't, I want you guys to actually take this information that you found, that you vetted, right? And that had extreme value, and I want you to put it in there, not me. Okay, because when you do it, your people will start doing it. That's how you start teaching people how to behave in your portfolios. Because everything I do is what I learned in third person. Everything I learn a lot directly, indirectly. I learn a lot in training, but I'm the consummate student. Okay, I'm not a straight A student, but I'm on a roll. You know what I'm saying? I get a couple of B's because I get distracted. I'm still blue. So, you know what I mean? But hey, number 12, they're comfortable with having hard, uncomfortable conversations. They're comfortable with having hard and uncomfortable conversations. They don't run from nothing. They meet it head on, and they don't meet it with vitriol, or they don't meet it with anger. They don't meet it, with any type of anything except for love. They just, let's go ahead and hit this. Let's go ahead and knock this conversation out because we know we need to have it. But let's go ahead and get back to what we got going on, because the project is important, and we don't want to stop the project because of the elephant that's in the room. You got something to talk about, let's talk about it. Okay. So anytime something stops, somebody again, even though I know that I have promoted, the ATMs and the groups and stuff like that to people, and I know for a fact I've told everybody that I personally responsible to make you're in the group, look at everything that's going on. I still had somebody yesterday ask me, hey, do you ever think we'll ever get our money back from Novatech? I said, sure. Well, you may know before me, because I'm not looking at Novatech. Yeah. They have over $500,000 of mine. And, this is the person who put $1,000 in, but her $1,000 is her $1,000, right? It's just as important as my $500,000. But I'm just letting you know, I'm not worried about them. I got $500,000 stuck. I'm not sweating it. I moved on, because they haven't made a decision to pay us. And until they do, when the calls come home, you let me know, because you'll hear about it before me. I'm gonna have a hard conversation, and we can move on. And she was like, oh wow, that's crazy. And then she went on about her day. Some of y'all are so fearful about what a person is going to say when you tell them the truth. You should be more afraid about what they say when you hide the truth, or when you skirt the truth, or when when you're not being upcoming, you're not being, forthcoming. You can't say I lied to you. You can't say we never had this conversation. You can't say you ever came to me about anything and we didn't have a straight up conversation, and I gave you my opinion, the facts, or whatever it is. You can't. You'll never be able to say that. And that's the kind of person you should be 100% of the time. If you don't have the answers, get back with them. Okay, but have the conversation. All right. Be direct, but be tactful. Okay, and these are people who have no problem addressing character issues, missed assignments, or giving corrective kids. And it's like this, guys. You have people who are going to come in your groups, and they have an agenda, and it is what it is. You have people who they'll plug in, and that's fine. They're going to get as much information as they want to get, and that's fine. They're going to go learn something else, and that's fine. And guys, don't get caught up in that. Okay, don't get caught up in that. You'll see people again who will come in and they'll make a lot of money, and they'll go do a couple other things, and they won't tell you. Don't, it's none of your business. If they didn't tell you, don't worry about it, right? But you're gonna have some people again who got some character issues, character flaws. Address those. Address those head on. Anytime you have a character issue, guys, that's in your group, that can become a cancer. If you let that ride and people know you let it ride, then what happens is you lose respect and you lose your group. No one person is more important than your whole entire group. I don't care what their relationship is to you. Okay. Let's see here. Oh, they are okay with being disliked as long as you respect them for telling you the truth and for their benefit, not yours. Remember, a lot of y'all are in the business of being popular. Okay. That's not, I tell y'all all the time, not all the time, but you didn't join me to love me. You joined me to make money. And we so happen to be friends, and we fall in love as friends and family. That's fine. That's a benefit. That's a bonus. But I'd rather you not like me and make a fortune and take care of your family, than you love me and be broke. Period. Okay. And then the baker's dozen, the bonus, they're good at leading from all levels, basically 360-degree leaders. They lead everybody around them, side of them, above them, success team wise. They're a leader of leaders. In every room of leaders, there is the leader, right? But they can lead everybody. See, I don't have to outrank you to lead you. If I can influence you, I'm leading you. If I see you doing something wrong or something that's a character flaw and you're not in our team, I can still have a conversation with you and have it off to the side and address it. That's 360-degree leadership, right? So no entitlement. These people have no egos, okay? And they become service central. Anything and everything they can do for anybody, they'll do it. If it's for the big team, it's done. If it's for the big team, it is done. Okay. But they're pioneers, trendsetters. They go first and never last. They are selfless and they tend to put everybody else first, like I said. But if you want to be on the mountaintop, yeah, you have to be willing to do what's required, guys. And even if you're at the top of another company, this is the thing. At the next company, you're not at the top. You got to be willing to go back down to the bottom and start all over again and build it up from scratch again. Okay. And so that's where the entitlement kicks in when people who, man, I did this over here. You should be placing me here. You should be putting people up on me here. No, that's your job. Okay. My job is to build it from scratch. Okay. And whatever you do, that's your business. But you won't inherit anything over here based on what you did over there. So again, it's always going to come down to leadership, guys. Always 100% of the time. So when we launch this new project, keep these things in mind. Consider the things that we went over today. Make sure you get your journal is always open because again, the last time a person looked in their journal was the last time they wrote in it. People have journals that have an abundance of wisdom in them, right? But they never get to apply it because they never go back and read it. Like Monday nights, I know the journals are open. Tuesday through Sunday, I know they're closed. Monday night, they'll open up again, and then they'll close down, just like Walmart, at midnight or whatever. And then you got, next thing you know, you on your second and third journal. I hadn't read now one of them. Am I telling the truth? Yeah, I just want to know. Because a lot of people don't, again, I live in my journals. If I don't read anything, I read them. I listen to a lot of stuff on YouTube. I listen to a lot of audios. I read my journal. That my journal is the book that I read more than any other book out there. And so, with that being said, guys, you guys are the people who we build, results around. You guys are the people who are here. Right? You can take 40 people, on Zoom, and you can create an organization of 4,000 people with no problem. You don't need the 4,000 people to be on Zoom. You don't. You just need the 30, the 40, the 20, that's in your group. You just need them to plug in, and that group will lead the other ones to the promised land with you. All right. So we'll be in touch, guys. We'll let you guys know exactly what we find out and about these announcements. And if anything comes down the pipeline earlier, we will. But within the next 24 to 48 hours, look for the information. We'll be sending it out about the new launch for the new campaign. And you guys will be, if I were you and hour-wise, I will go ahead and start texting my leader right now and saying, hey, look, I don't know what it is, but, count me in. Give me the information as soon as possible, whatever you want to tell that person, but let them know that you're serious, because it is about positioning here, the way we're going to structure it. And you want to make sure that you are green light to go. All right. So love you guys. Appreciate you guys for sticking out, this Monday night with me and our technical problems. But again, that's just the universe testing me to make sure I was worthy of the testimony and make sure you guys were too. So love you. Don't know what we did to deserve you, but we're going to do everything in our power to make sure you guys are equipped and empowered to get every goal and dream you got accomplished, with us or without us, but you'll do it because of us. All right. So take care, guys.